I'd like to talk a little bit about Jie Geng Platycodon, which is not a release exterior herb, although it does show up in a lot of release exterior formulas because it's an herb that's just about phlegm and gunk and junk in the interior. And you can see what I'm doing with my hands. It basically circulates the qi in the lung like a breeze blowing so that dampness and phlegm don't collect so much. It's both gently transforming phlegm, but also moving the qi of the lungs, circulating the qi of the lungs so that there is not stagnation and bogging down. It's not a heavy hitter transform phlegm herb like Bon Shop, Nelia, or various other things that really get in there and like, blah, chunky, thick peanut butter in your lungs. If you got peanut butter level phlegm in your lungs, you're gonna need the trichosanthus gourd and the Nelia and all that kind of stuff. But you still might want it to have Jie Geng Platycodon as a friend in there. Just like the bathroom fan that you turn on after you take a shower so that mold doesn't grow on the ceiling and the walls in certain climates. Just get the air circulating and transform some of it in there. It's a lovely herb for that level of reestablishment of proper circulation of the lung qi after there's been a kind of a shut-in, stagnant situation. And it works just as well, the same sort of thing, when it's a spirit level shut-in stagnation, a kind of a grieving process not really happening because it's just despondency. And I mean, it's really great in a lot of ways to just have a kind of gentle despondency rather than the sharp knife of grief. One tells oneself it's a softer landing, but it's a bit of a quicksand. So we have herbs like the Jie Geng Platycodon to just come and whisper and clean up and open and refresh. That's a good word, to bring a bit of refreshment into the lungs. Yeah. It's also, of course, a directional herb, which means that any formula that you specifically wanted to go to the respiratory system, if you add the Jie Geng Platycodon, it's like having somebody at any gathering who always brings up a certain subject and relates everything to that subject. And no matter what anybody else is talking about, it's going to come back to politics if this one is in the room. It's going to come back to sports if that one's in the room. It's going to come back to gender issues if this one's in the room. There's herbs like this that are like, if you've got the Nushia Acaranthus, it's going to the water element. And if you've got the Chaihupa, it's going to the wood element. And if you've got the Jie Geng Platycodon, it's going to go to the metal element. So even if it's not a purely methyl formula, that you want to help it segue into metal, Jie Geng Platycodon is your very, very good Scrabble piece that helps you make that connection.